Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are looking at another item from Alpaka. Alpaka is a Melbourne-based company that makes EDC gear, accessories, bags, backpacks, all that kind of stuff. I've looked at a number of them over the last few months, so if you want to check some of those out, go and have a look. Today what we are looking at is the Go Sling Mini. This is a limited edition version of that in the dark green, which I think is really beautiful. This is a material they use across a number of products. There are different versions of the Go Sling Mini available in different colours and slightly different fabrics and things. So check out the website if this is the style of bag you are interested in. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about some parts, features, all that kind of stuff. Do a quick little demonstration fill. I've got sort of what I carry sitting here next to me, so I'll put all that sort of in and show you how that's what I do. I'll include a few close-up photos so you can sort of see what I'm talking about in sort of greater detail, and then I'll talk about a couple of pros and cons. So there are two main materials used for this bag. On the outside here we have this beautiful dark green X-Pac XV21 material, which is 100% carbon neutral, which is important to Alpaka, which I really like. It's a rugged material, it's weatherproof, all that kind of stuff. And then on the inside we have that sort of trademark 210D orange ripstop nylon, which is very strong and resilient. It's easily cleaned, all that kind of thing, but also it gives you the opportunity to like if you're carrying items with some little jagged edges and things, it doesn't catch particularly much, so it's a really great material for the lining of bags. The zips on this are YKK zips, and they've got that weatherproof sort of lining. They're beautifully sewn in and everything is well made. YKK zips are really excellent, and it's got sort of the zip across the top main compartment there, this front compartment which is also lined with that orange ripstop nylon, and then a back compartment here as well, which is a nice secure compartment. The bag has a strap, and that strap is not detachable. It is completely attached on both ends, but it's got this magnetic fidlock clasp on it. So you pull a little tab there, and then it releases the latch, and then it's very strong magnetic in there. But it takes a bit more than just sort of some other clasps to undo, which I really like. It's really strong, and it's an adjustable strap, so you can wear this. You can actually wear this bag in three different ways. One is around your waist, so like a bum bag or a fanny pack, depending on what you want to call it, which is particularly good if you're doing things that need to keep the upper body free, but you want to have these items that you're carrying close at hand. You can wear it as a sort of a cross-body bag, which is once again really handy if you want everything to be free and able to move and you've got the security of that, or it can just be a shoulder bag if you want to make that strap slightly shorter. And it's secure in all of those, and that fidlock magnetic latch makes things like the crossbody putting on and taking off a hell of a lot easier. Another great feature with this main zip is that it's got those loops there, so you can put a lock on this just to give yourself some extra security. These kinds of bags are really great for carrying things like tech gear. It's designed to be sort of the size to fit something like a Nintendo Switch or a small tablet, or like a Kindle or something like that. So it's a great size for that. And so if you're carrying valuables in the main compartment of the bag, it's nice to be able to have the security of that locking system. And that's kind of pretty much the exterior of the bag. There's also this little D-clip or D-ring here on the end, which on the back, which is great for that hub system that Alpaka have, which is the system of smaller items that attach to bigger items for extra storage and organization. And this is compatible with that system, which is really great. Alpaka think about this. They think about the organization. They think about what they're putting into the items to make sure that they have options to suit you. So it's not just this is how the bag comes and away you go, but there are things you can do that personalize it for your use. So I discussed that there's a couple of pouches, the one on the back which is nice and secure. You've got the one on the front which has a couple of smaller pockets on the inside. It's also got a key loop here which is detachable. and it's not the magnetic sort of detach, it's just like a simple like plastic hook and latch, but nice to be able to have your keys really easily accessible on the front there. And then the main compartment of this bag has a few extra pockets. So if we look here, you've got two smaller pockets on the inside, very useful, they're strong, they're resilient, and then you've got this bigger pouch on the back here, which is great for things like your Nintendo Switch or your Kindle or your tablets, things like that, and that has a really soft scratch-proof lining. So for instance, if I've got my Kindle here, I put that in with the screen facing that, and it's safe on the screen. It's not gonna, like, even though that nylon lining is super resilient and soft, you've got a particular material there to actually stop screens getting scratched. One thing I love about this bag is just how resilient and durable it is. It's durable in weather, it's durable in terms of like just being carried, and I don't always just wear this. When I'm going out with just this, I will wear it. Otherwise I put it into a bigger bag to keep those bits and pieces I need on hand really close. There's two ways I use this. I use this either as like an everyday carry bag, or I actually use this as a medical carry bag. I've made it clear on my channel before that I'm a type 1 diabetic, so going along with that is carrying, you know, needles and medications and all that kind of stuff, as well as like emergency supplies, those kinds of things. And a bag like this is awesome for that. With that little bit of an internal structure, you can keep what you need separate. You've got space for the extras on the outside. It's just a really handy size, and there are bigger versions of this, of the Sling. You know, I reviewed the Bravo Sling Max. You know, so there are lots of different options with Alpaka. This particular one I find really interesting because it is small enough to not be in the way if you're wearing it or if you're carrying it, and it can go into other bags, but it's big enough to carry enough stuff that I never feel like I'm like searching for space. So what are the dimensions? Well, they are 29 centimeters by 19 centimeters by 6 centimeters roughly in depth. That will depend on what you're carrying and how you're fitting it into the bag. In inches, that's something like 11.4 inches by 7.5 by 2.4. So it's not a particularly big bag. It has a capacity of 4 liters. So keeping that in mind with how much you're going to carry, and empty the bag weighs 330 grams. So it's not particularly heavy, it's compact. It's a great extra carry if that's something you need to add. You know, if you're carrying a satchel and you want just a little bit of extra space, something like this is great. The strap is adjustable and it's very coiled up. It's adjustable, but it starts at around the 110 centimeter mark. So you've got a lot of, you know, you've got a lot of space to be able to make it smaller or bigger depending on how you want to carry it, as in like, you know, on your waist, over your shoulder, or across your body. So now I'm going to do what is considered like my fill of this bag and how I kind of use this as an everyday carry bag. Like, I don't carry a Switch or an iPad or anything like that, or iPad mini I should say. I use this more for like everyday carry stuff. So let's open up this main compartment, and some things I would carry are things like my Kindle when it's charged. I carry, as I said, medical things, so I've got like my diabetic supplies, and a great thing about this bag is it's got a really good open space in the middle there, and then, you know, other little pouches and things can go in that sort of one of those smaller pouches that sort of fit in there, which is really great. If we go just into the front pouch for just a second, I've got my keys. Things like my keys are always in the front pouch because of the easy access. Something like a pawpaw ointment, mints, and my wallet, and then that does up nice and comfortably. There's still tons of space in the main part of this bag. I might carry something like a pen, which I carry in a pen sleeve, sunglasses, that kind of thing. It's all very secure in there, and because of the nice padding and the strength and stability of the bag, it's really great. The back pouch I don't use that much. Not because of just because that doesn't fit, you know, sort of what I need. But a great thing for this is if you were traveling, this is a great spot for something like a passport. And like, I'm not using my actual passport, obviously, I'm just using like a little notepad here, but it fits in there nice and comfortably. It's a passport size notebook, a little bit bigger, so they fit in there nice and comfortably. And as you can see, that's probably a little more than the 2.5 inches or 6 centimeters in depth, but it's fitting nicely. The zips are all doing up really well. There's still tons of space in there, nothing is cramped. That's the kind of carry I would use. lots of options for that. There's space for extra medications if you need, or some tools, like if you're one of these people that likes to carry like a knife, or you know, like sort of certain tools and things you use for your work. Really great option. Also great, as I said, for tech gear. You can put your computer mouse, your cables, your hard drives, all that kind of stuff, Wi-Fi dongles, whatever you need, fit in this beautifully. As I said, the main compartment is designed to fit something the size of an iPad mini or a Nintendo Switch. So if you wanted to carry a Switch and you wanted a, you know, a nice cool bag to carry that, this is a really great option. What does the Go Sling Mini cost? Well, this version is 85 US dollars. That's on the website as I look at it now. As I said, this is a limited edition version in this dark green material, which I love this color. And there are other options available for other colors in the non-limited edition, and they do continually sort of bring out little limited editions time to time for their different items. So this is one that they had on this. They've got things like the Elements Tech case and those kinds of things that are coming out with different options as well. So what are pros and cons for this bag? Well, pros, there are lots of them. The stability of it, the durability, the build quality is always really good with Alpaka. The design and function of what they put in is great. I like the lines of the bag. I like the look of the bag. I like the simplicity of the bag. I love that it doesn't have heaps of branding. The main branding on this bag is actually on the inside. There's like a little Alpaka logo just there on the side, and then there's the little, you know, Alpaka tag on the inside. It's minimal. It's, you know, it doesn't get in the way. I like the fact that all the components of the bag, the YKK zips, the Fidlock latch, the weatherproof covering on the zips, the materials they use, that X-Pack XV21 on the outside is super resilient. It does show little scuff marks and things like that, but it is resilient, it's strong and it's durable. There are a couple of cons with a bag like this. Firstly, the fact that the strap doesn't come off. I understand this is a sling that is designed to be carried as a sling or around your waist or as a shoulder bag, but having a strap that can be taken off just gives a little bit more flexibility for how this bag is carried. If you wanted to put it in your bag along with other things, as like a tech carry case, or you wanted to pack your Nintendo Switch and those kinds of things, having the strap it just sort of gets in the way a little bit. That's probably the biggest con I have with this, to be perfectly honest. I think it's got a good capacity. I think it carries a lot of stuff. It's got good internal structure and organization, and the materials are taken into account with what you're going to carry. So like that padded cover there for the screen on things like the iPad mini or the Switch, really useful. I think there's a lot going for a bag like this. I think there's a lot going for the brand. Taking into account what you carry and what you're going to need a bag like this for, there are many options. As I said, there are smaller sort of tech carry cases. In fact, the Elements Tech carry case has a detachable strap and can be very easily used in place of something like this. If you want something slightly smaller, if you want something bigger, something like the Bravo Sling Max, or a number of the other slings and shoulder bags and things like that, are really great options. I think anything that attaches into that hub system is really cool because it makes things adaptable. As I said, you could like attach more to the back of this bag, or sort of like if you wanted to carry one of their sort of smaller slings for like, or one of the smaller carry bags for a camera or something like that, it would very easily attach to here, and that's beautifully sewn in, and the materials are strong. In fact, everything that's sewn in is well sewn in. The strap is sewn into the main part of the bag here, and then attached a second time on the side, so it is very rugged. It's not going to go anywhere. And Alpaka think about that. They put all that into the design of their items, and they're a company, I think, that do really interesting things. So thank you for watching this review of the Go Sling Mini. I hope you found it interesting and useful. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. A big thank you to Alpaka for sending this and a number of other items out for review. Please go to their website and check out what they have. They're available worldwide, and they're really reasonably priced and really good quality items. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you soon.